Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and this is Transport Fever back in the Alps, and we're sitting in the middle of our primary hub here where that train did not quite come as close to the camera as I had hoped, which is a bit of a downer, but we can make up for that. It is of course the big boy, and as you no doubt noticed, it paid off with the quite princely sum of $400,000. Which is splendid. What you will also notice here is it's about to overfill in terms of the amount of oil that it's picking up. There we go. See, we've even left some behind. What have we got left? 60. So the first thing we're going to do today, because we are not messing around here, is we're going to upgrade the big boy in order to really route as much oil around the place as we can, because it is a license to print money right now. Add one of those. There we go. We're going to need to be able to see that so we can calculate how much we're hauling. Right, 18. So that's what? 360 is going to be 20 of those. I don't think 360 is enough. Let's go 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 9, 20, 22. Now that's a train. Replace now. Only 11.8 million to pay on that one, but that's fine. It is paying off at such a rate that is well worth doing. As you can see, it's already made 7 million in profit this year in 1953. We're in December, so it's not got a lot further to go, but it's only recently started having a completely full load every time it runs. Where should we await its startling arrival? How about here? That is quite an abrupt bit of bridge I've got going on there. I think we might need to review this, especially since we're not completely flat coming through here. For those of you who are regulars to the channel, you'll know that this is not an uncommon feature of track laying featuring yours truly. Yes, the uneven track laying is kind of a hallmark of the channel. Here we go. Yes, sirree Bob. Absolutely magical stuff. So yes, the oil line is ticking along quite nicely. We've got 111 waiting. More will arrive presently. Why I opted to disconnect all of this, I'm not wholly certain, but I must have had I would have had my reasons. What have we got in here? What do we got here? So you've actually got 230 oil in stock, which is just hanging on to for I don't know, a rainy day. It's very hard to say for sure, but it is hanging on to resources. Try and make a move on that, will you? So there we go. We made 1.7 million from that drop off. We are not quite. Oh well, we should be about to replace the train there. There it is. That's now full length, which is longer than this station, which is a bit of a downer. I'd hoped that my stations would be the appropriate length for the trains that I put in there. Now the hub at the other end should be absolutely dandy, but we'll soon be able to tell how short we are. So still. Any more? No, that's it. So yeah, okay. Well, if I was going to stick with realism as a goal, I know me, realism. We're not the best of friends, but I may extend the length of that station. Maybe not now. Maybe I'll do it later, because progress is what I'm into at the moment. Now the question is, the big boy is relatively pacey normally. Are we going to be able to get up to a fine top speed, or is the weight of what we're hauling here going to hold us back? Especially given that was downhill, one would hope for a little bit of an acceleration boost there. Oh, hold on, we missed the 2-shot there as the Flying Scotsman flies down. The 3-shot. It's not going to get any better than that before the intro, so let's do the intro. We're not going to shift our focus either. We'll stay put just as we enter the tunnel, so the view is completely ruined. It's all right. I'll be back out in a sec. Hold on. Here we go. There we go. Nicely. And the autosave kicks in. It's all coming up. Failure. Right, new train selections. We've got a new tram, good-looking new bus, the Barrow Pafawag, one of my personal favourites, and the New Haven Alco PA variant. All of these are likely to see some form of service at some point in the future. Anyway, here we are. We're going to come up on the main depot here, and that should... See, I refer to it as a depot because that's how I think of it. A goods depot, right? That's a fairly standard terminology, but of course depot is where your trains are born, and this is just a station. Plenty of space in this one. What do we got on here? 300. Good. So we've got room to manoeuvre. And payday. Marvellous. And that's off 100, remember. So a full load on there will net me $1.5 million each drop off. And this train is making plenty of money. If we have a look at the scores on the doors, we were down $4.5 million last year, but we spent 21. Okay, so that's a net gain, or it would be a gain of 17 million if I hadn't been shopping. So I'm pretty happy overall with how this is performing. Now, before we press on to today's cunning adventure, I wanted to do a quick look at the goods centre here. I've got 4 separate lines running in and out of here now. I added one more line in your absence, which I shall highlight now, and that is the hub shuttle alternate. So basically running 2 lines from the hub shuttle that could potentially be carrying oil from here. Now, the reason for that second line is simply to avoid having one queue by running the alternate as well. So you're looking at red and blue. I've coloured the vehicles the same as their line colour for ease of identification. Yes, instead of just one queue for people to load up, we'll have 2. But at some point in the future, I am going to need to upgrade probably this truck stop here in order to have a little bit greater capacity. But that, again, is not our agenda for today. No, indeed, today we're going to be looking at food. I did a bit of a scout before starting, and of course I'm not going to be able to remember where that happened. There we go, look. So we have a field over here whereupon there are grain and there is cattle. And then we're going to take that to the food processing plant, which lives just there. I overshot just a smidge. Now we're going to need to bang a station in here somewhere, but you know, that's okay. We've got a passenger line that's going to need moving, but that too is okay. Now you might say, well, you haven't really got oil completely working yet. Are you sure you want to move on? To which I say, yes, I do. Because getting multiple lines running and then patching them all at the same time is going to be far more entertaining than just doing one and then making it absolutely perfect. So I'll delete that back to there. So we've got to run a line that is going to swoop somehow under this bridge. Your time may be limited here, bridge, before meeting up to run in parallel with the line we've got here. Now, initially, I will run those as separate instances. So the food line here will have its own darkness that it can live on. What's going on there? Oh, it's because you've got the bridge in the shot. Just made it look weird. And that's a passenger station. Yeah, you're not going to catch me out that easy. Right, now, I think we go for 3 tracks. I think we make it plenty long. 280. What do we think about a bit more than that, maybe 320. So let's whizzer around here. Now we're going to need a road connection so that it can actually talk to the food bit. I use too much technical language. A bit of curvature to line us up with the additional route. Now the benefit we get from here is that there is a goods station right here, so we can actually run a goods service out there should we choose to. We may choose to. I am now pondering whether I want it. No, I definitely want it. Then do I want it this way around? You know what? I should put in as a first step. Yep, kill it. I should put in a bit of road for the hookup. So let's get that on the agenda to start with. Do we want street? Yes, we do want street. So if we take this as close to the manufactorum as we possibly can, and then ping that out here. See, doesn't that look tidy? Yes, Colonel, it looks very tidy. Yeah, it's nice of you to say so. And then we'll run this around in a corner, but after I've plumbed in the bus stop again. Now, this particular bus stop, it's serving an aesthetic purpose more than a practical one at the moment. As much as I've got stuff stopping off there, this is largely to try and encourage the growth of Thun, which I think is where we are. What is it? Yes, it is. Hopefully encourage some town growth out in this. That's the most hideous thing I've seen in the last minute and a half. To try and get some build on this side of the river, because I think a town that splits the river is quite a joy. That's it. That's more like it. There we go. No real harm done there. Good. Now, station. Where were you? Well, it's clearly in range. Now, the only question I have is, should I go for 4 rather than 3 tracks? Answer, yes. Now, how close to this can I get before it has an upset moment with me? That looks pretty good to me. Now, I'm also going to high speed this one. You know what? I'm even going to chance a second street connection and see if we can do this in one hit. You know, stranger things have happened. Oh, hold on. We are no longer in range of the of this food. What's it? That's interesting. Oh, it's because of the collision. No, is it? No, you see, that was clean. All right. Why are you now giving me the drama? All right. Let's bulldoze some of this. I'll stick it back in a mo. There you are. See? Happy. Unhappy. Well, unhappy on collision is acceptable. That's happy. It's clearly the second street connection was causing some woe there. Something like that. I may have to relay those bridges, but we'll take it. I'm not thrilled about that little bit of junctiony road there, but it'll do. And it certainly serves the purpose. And then let's get our... seriously, either use the road mod or remove the road mod. It's just getting in the way, man. And like so. And then, any chance of this happening? Didn't think so. Too much curvature, allegedly. Let's find something where there is less curvature that may cause us issues. You're going to cause me issues no matter what. I mean, I don't even need this connection, if I'm honest. But having the option to stick a truck stop out here is the sort of thing that I'd like. Go on. There it is. Magnifico. Right, track time. Give me this, give me some of that. And how do you feel about that? 114. Could be quicker. We'll connect up as is, and then we'll take a bird's eye view on things and see what the upshot is. That's not so bad. This may be a bit of a wiggler, but it's got a slow down coming for the bridge and then the city entrance. Anyway, oh, look at this. I need to do something with that. That's too nice a bit of station placement for me to ignore. But yeah, so I'm effectively using this this platform section here as a throughput for passenger services. I could have just used a 2-platform job, and then run the passenger service in parallel along the outside of that. But to be honest, this is actually a little bit easier. Right, let's whiz that out as far as there, because we now need to make this work. We'll take the outside line first. In fact, if I don't do that and I do this, then we have ourselves a binding point like that. Okay, 89, 87, that's not terrifically fast. But then this is one of the more scenic routes that we offer. There we go. That's all jolly good fun, even though I say so myself. That bit we currently don't need because we're only single tracking, and we are running something positively ancient on there, so so that also does not really matter. Now, am I going to get another bit of track under here? Well, there's an easy way to find out, and that's to give it a go. Do you feel like... No, you're starting in the wrong place. Come on, give me the snap point. There we are. Right, now, if I can get under there, which it appears I can, that's going to lead to a very positive outcome. There you go. Head about that. Nope, steady. About that way. Now, this really only needs to be single track, although if I do plan on making use of the goods station in town, then I do... oh, hold on. Yeah, that's a problem. Although I don't need it to be that tight now, but it is going to lead to a swan neck. Ha! All right, we might need to have another go at this. And because I have such confidence in the earning capacity of the big boy that I'm running already, let alone subsequent big boys who may make an appearance in the future, I'm okay with having a second crack at it. Okay, now we can get round there, but the bridge, she has got to go. Don't worry, bridge fans, I'll be relaying it presently. Perchance one should have done this to begin with. Right, do a bit of that. That's nice. I mean, it's an aggressive corner, but one that is totally necessary. So then I want to run. Actually, let's do this bit first because I do want to go in parallel to the big boy track here. So something like that maybe then ends up snapping over here. What does that look like? I think that looks pretty good. Having multiple elevations of track intersecting is also a joy to behold. Right, okay, now let's connect these chaps up, and then everybody can go home and have a crumpet. There you go, crumpets are on me. Might I suggest the lemon curd? Right, okay, let's connect this road back up again. Scroll, there you go, that one. And over we go, in one. Oh, okay, in one, fine, good. It's too tall. I'd rather it wasn't that tall. Can we... What's the dilemma there? It's because that bit of ground is already raised. And actually, it is too low at that point. Maybe if I back up the road a little bit further, although getting it over that's going to prove exciting. So we go from here to there. Bridge pillar collision. Don't you worry your pretty head about that. Here we go. That's the one. That's the stuff. That's the one we want. Oh yes. Love it. There isn't even any traffic that uses this bridge, but you know, if you're gonna build a bridge, build a good one. Yeah, let's activate some smooth gun on that, and this. Yeah, I know. Entirely smooth gully walls aren't particularly realistic. It is more realistic that that the engineering team would have carved out the land in order to make this happen. Yes, there you are. That's nice. And you know what? I'm in the mood. So we're going to go straight for the tree gun. I know it's too soon for tree gun. We've not finished building a thing yet. Tree gun is the treat that you get for yourself once we've. Shh, hush. Just let it happen. There we go. I'll remove the ones that are over clipping the line in a sec. Don't worry. Right, we'll do a little patch there. Hitting the corner. Yeah. I might even put some signposts on that bit of road for those who aren't entirely certain where they are. That's nice too. So is this. Now these will have been purposefully placed in order to avoid the undoubted snow flurries that will occur in the autumnal and winter seasons that potentially would bluster down into the gully and cause an obstruction for the train services that are being run. So it's largely there as a safety feature. So I tree gun for your safety, I think is the best way to describe it. Yeah, I'll stick a couple more there, but let's not get carried away. Just enough to make it look like a copse au naturel. How do we feel about that? Well, if you are possibly in the way of the track, everybody else looks pretty dandy. All right, good. Right, enough of that. Good. Right. So there we go. So here we go. So we've got the hookup coming around here to the food making area. What do they actually call this? A food processing plant. Okay. All right. Well, that's fine. And then we shall run back down here. And you know what? I am going to keep these as dedicated lines, at least until demand dictates I do something else with them. So that's one, and then for my next trick we shall do another. Now, until I'm running multiple trains up and down one bit of track, I'll continue to operate on a dedicated basis. Now, that will, if I don't get a handle on it fairly quickly, that will lead to a scenario where I'm running effectively, 8 sets of track out for 8 different routes, and that's pretty idle. So I'll make amends on that front, and we'll start to run something a bit more complicated in the future. However, for my next trick, we're gonna blitz it down here. You know what would be a good idea to do now would be to put the station in. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So right, again, this is going to be a fairly lengthy one. We can go terminal with this, and we're only going to need one track, and we don't need it bendy unless we do. If anything, we're going to need it alternate bendy that way. We won't need a second road connection, and it doesn't need to be high speed. See, all of this is just preparation for the time at which I can play this game with voice commands only. You know what? Bendy's not working for me. How do you feel about that? Were you not paying attention? I said we don't need it bendy. We can just swing it around this way and get a perfect line on where we need to be. All right, £500,000, removing a couple of fields. I'm over it. It's all good. Do we think 320 is going to be long enough? Let's go 400. Because as I always say, if you're going to spend £500,000, spend 700,000. Right, good. There we are. We're in business. Now, what do I do about you there, road? We've got track as well. So we either go under or over. We need to get high enough for ships to be able to clear things, and that means we're going over. So let's do that. Right, and then pop a wheelie. Go on. That's looking good. That's looking very good. That's quite tidy. The bridge is maybe a little high. We're running goods, so I can run some kind of girder type behaviour. 120 is too slow. 200 is a bit better. Actually, 120 is probably about what I'll be doing, given the train that I'm likely to use. But the train may only be able to go 120, but limiting the train to 120 will limit my earning capacity. Let's have a look. What sort of clearance have we got here? Really attractive clearance is what we've got there. I'm taking it. We're going to have that. Magnifico. Yeah, I like it. Good. Right, now, in case you hadn't already figured it out, the route that we're going to run here, here we go. I do need to plumb. You've overshot by a country mile there, sunshine. We're going to go on Burn Holt, which is going to land itself a new name in a moment. Back to Hub Bravo, and then over here to whatever I called that. Thun Freight Station #2. Catchy name. Right, give me a colour that I can work with, please. Maybe green was not the best choice, but there we are. We've made our decisions. So this is going to be our hub. Yes, food production, and this is going to be burn, which I will stick with farming. I heartily recommend to those of you who are desperately trying to find any kind of a useful tidbit for your own playthrough from this channel, that naming both your routes and your stations, while it is a bit of a drag and requires a bit of imagination on occasion, that you hang on, fun food processing. But naming them means you can see where stuff is actually, what's happening where. It's worth the time investment, friends. Don't scrimp on it. It's going to be worth your while. Right, there we go. That's today's thought for the day, right there. Next up, we're going to need a connection to the engine shed, and I'm going to do it like this. No, it might not be the neatest way to do things, but I'm going to redevelop all of this later on when the track, that is, particularly vis-a-vis the connection to the main depot. Once I've got all of these tracks in service, we'll make it make some sense. I'll put my signal there. Otherwise, it will wait all the way back at the engine shed for a clear path that the big boy's currently charging up and down with gay abandon. Right, here we go. Train time. Right, now this one we're gonna work cattle only. It's the only efficient way to go. Any leftover wheat that we have, we will worry about later. Now we do have the option to try out one of these Fairbanks Morse Trainmasters. Now, power 1,000, tractive effort 500, cheap as chips, doesn't cost that much to run. He's clearly bucking for the job. However, that's in comparison to your friend and mine, the big boy, 4,500. It's the hauler. That one. Perhaps sticking an electric on there might be a novel approach, but I don't think I've got anywhere like enough big boys running yet, but I think I'll run something lighter than that before we get too stuck into to your modern electrics. Let's have a look here. This is a passenger service, surely. Primarily used for freight duties, but could also occasionally be seen hauling passengers. Okay, right. Well, you'll do 130. You know what? I could do a matched pair. We could have a forward and a back, and still have plenty of haul. Although I think the big boy is actually faster as well. 130, same speed. Okay, right, we're going for it. Which is your favourite? Chicago and Northwestern, maybe. I'm sucker for a bit of red and white, as you know. All right, we're going to go with the. I guess that's Erie Lackawanna. Not only the most fetchingly designed, but also the one with the best name. Right, so we'll stick one up frontward, one up backward. No. I want you double teamed. Thank you. And then wagon wise, I've got a selection. Top speed 160, which is all fine, and we will mix it up. One, and we'll go for a couple of those. We'll do 3 of them. I imagine absolutely every click that I'm applying here is creating mayhem in the North American. I see. Look, there's some New York. I've just put some Pennsylvania stuff on there. Yeah, it's like I don't even care. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, including the Reading. 7, 8. Yes, 9, 10, 11. That's 180. That's 198. Let's take it to. Do we want to take it to 20? That feels excessive. Well, excessive is my middle name, so that was 11. 12, 13, 14. Stick another one of these in. 15. A couple of these. 16, 17. And finish off with those. 18, 19, 20. It's a big old train, that one. And we're not going to see it in motion just yet, but this is hub food production. The reason we're not going to see it in motion just yet, as well you know, is because we still need to set up deliveries for it. Otherwise, it's not going to produce anything at all. So we now need to work the other end of the equation. Now, mercifully, the trucks will do a good job here, and given that this depot is currently empty, I know, brutal. You have never seen such ruthless efficiency in the deletion of everything. But what I want is a high-capacity road station. Now, this is a handy piece of kit, right? It might look just a bit bland to start with, but it has a lot of options. Now, I want a steel mesh fence. We'll make it one way. I don't want any trams. No trams for me. Top street connection. So basically what will happen is the trucks come in one end and they leave the other end. And that will allow me to set up a one-way system that this can fit onto, which should help alleviate congestion. So if I take this out, for example, if we can, actually, I might need to take out one more bit. There we are. We might be able to slot it in here. Yeah, that looks promising. Right, we're going to need to make it a bit longer. Now, by making it a bit longer, what that basically means is that trucks in there there's too much slope. Oh, this was such a good idea on paper. And when I say on paper, I mean in my head. All right, I'm going to need a secondary notion here. Also, I'm not entirely certain. I think the end that is lower down on the screen at present, I think that's the inn, as in the entrance. In fact, if I were to change Topside Street, hold on, to Old City, no discernible difference. None. New City. Yep. Nope, nothing going on there. Street type, X large. Oh, we're definitely going to need some of that. And we will also up the number of terminals. Yes, because we're going to need it in the future. But there is not a prayer that we're going to fit that in here. I'm going to need another scheme. Right. Well, when a scheme is, oh, you pain in the buttocks. Yeah, you're trapped on there. I mean, I can't blame that truck too much. That was my fault for not checking it first. Right, I think that the best way to go might be actually just to bang it where it was before, and create the ring road coming out of there. In which case, we might as well lay this up in a way that looks fetching and aesthetically pleasing. Something like that might do all right. It's the best part of £1 million, but best part of £1 million is currently my default trading point. Right, if I do that, can we? No, that's never going to work. You're going to need to do this. So if we do no, like to about there, then connect that up. Give this fella a bit of runway, then delete him back onto the path of righteousness. Then we're going to need a little bit of road. Happy with the medium? Nope. What about small? There you go. I knew you could make small work. Phew. And then we need some kind of interchange on the way back. Because here's the thinking, right? Is everybody is zipping up the road this way. I've done this wrong. Yep, definitely done this wrong. Assuming that's the inn. Everybody zips in this way, comes back out that way. And what I wanted to do was avoid it having to cross the road. So that's another fine mess I've got myself into. Because what I need here is I need an exit road that comes round here, right, and then fishes back on, because it'll link up to the right side of the road, the correct side of the road, I should say. Well, if it's worth building once, it's worth building 2 or 3 times. Alright, let's have another crack at that. For those of you who are rolling your eyes in some fashion, I never said this would be cheap. No, you're going the wrong way. This way. Come on, get past all this road that you should use. There we are. Now then, do that, only better. That's kind of better. I don't know if you're going to get a collision as you attempt to take it around the corner, though. Not so far. So if you do a bit of that, right, and then a little bit of this. Oh, woe is me. You've done it in the wrong order again. There we are. That's better. Right, and then come out like this. And then make it look like this is all intentional. There is something of a dip in your road there, my man. Let's not be doing that. And it's because that's coming downhill for reasons best known to itself. Right. More brush. There you go. This is going to be totally worth it when it's done. I'm just saying. This had meant to be a 5-minute diversion, and it's turning into something of a feature film. Right. If we go down as far as there, that's a more naturalistic kind of an approach. Plumb that back on again. Maybe it'll take the medium now. Yeah, it will. Right. Now get your depot back in place. Do it somewhere where it will fit, because if it's not going to fit, then this is largely for naught. Go on, that junction looks fetching enough. I don't really want to turn it, because obviously if I whiz it around like that, it will fit. No, it won't fit. Hold on. No, whoa, hasty clicker. Oh, knickers. Has this served my purpose? Finger slipped. Sorry about that. Right, they're coming up here, going in there. I need to fish them back. No, you've solved absolutely nothing. That's another million you've burned. You absolute peanut brain. Right. Well, yeah. Apologies. Yeah, I know this is turning into one of those, isn't it? I don't know what one of those is, but you all know what one of those is. None of us entirely sure what it is, but we all know what it is. Right, that will then take that out at a more or less a right angle. I would like an actual right angle though, please. Something like that, which was pretty much what I'd drawn before anyway. Then, I see, now I don't know which is in and which is out. How would I do? What if I made it 2-way? Okay, that has led to a very small road at one end. Left side street. Right, we now know which side is left. Okay, good. So that means I'm going to trust that the bottom is something we're keen on, as in the entrance. Now, I don't need to measure this for connectivity to the station, because as long as I can hook up that little bit of station road, everything is golden. Let's go over the top and look at that angle. In fact, let's go a little bit like that. Leave just a little bit of a gap. Right. Third time is a charm, or third time is triple the expense of if you'd got it right the first time. Right, and then you round here, like so. No, right angle, really not feeling the right angle. Don't even bother. Just get it close as you can, and then take that. Okay, so the theory is trucks come in on the left-hand side as you look at it now, then come out round the top, and then they can filter back off to wherever they need to be. Delete that. Do this. Come on to here. No. Do it the other way. It seems to be happier if you do it the other way. Right, so we do a bit of that. right? So they'll come round on the left as we look at it now, round here, uninterrupted, straight back out. In fact, have I got any super high? I've got super highway here. Look, let's use that. Right, we're certainly going to have the traffic density to warrant it. Not like that. No, that's not what I was after. That's it. I want you coming out in a straight line, which you seem to be incapable of doing. Just something like, no, that's not what I want either. Nor that. All right, let's try it this way again. Yeah, let's just do that. Yes. Now, would it be possible to upgrade this bridge? I'm going to say no, but it's not going to stop me checking. Yeah, you see, collisions all over the show. Right, okay, fair enough. But that means it's just going to be a battle of wills to see who gets to that bit of junction first. Now, the only thing I need to do now for this to work is to get a nice bit of road connection up to this, which is going to work first time. Which would work first time. Excellent. Except I don't even need it to do that because we're going to connect out from that side. Oh yes. So this is the route down to the docks. I know I'm making a meal out of what is a relatively straightforward bit of road setup, but you know it's about the journey, not the destination. You feel like getting around there? You do feel like getting around there. Well, that is a dramatically ugly piece of road. To the extent that I don't like it. Yeah, that's it. See, that's what we want. And then, you know, just go a bit further. That's it. It seems to be the only way I'm going to make this thing happy. It's not too much curvature. You're a road. Cars can take 90-degree corners. They're not like trains. Trains have difficulty with 90-degree corners, but that, you know, even they'll pull it off if you give them enough space. And like so-ish. Now, this does take the trucks a little bit out of their way. I can fully appreciate that, but the upshot should be that we never have any traffic issues on this section. There we are. Do a bit of that. Everybody's golden. In theory. Oh, except I haven't finished yet. All right. Okay. This cost a heck of a lot more than I was intending. And done. Right. Good. Excellent. That's going to be quite the scenic bit of scenery. Do you feel that smoothing there? No, you don't. Okay. All right. Maybe I need to smallinate my brush a little. There you go. You smallinate and everything comes good. Splendid. And given that we're in the area, hold on. Where do I keep it? This is going to be challenging. One of these has got colour in the ground and appropriate texture as one of the options in there. Alright, it will be under the all things everywhere. Right, scroll. Go, go, go. Now, see this as some kind of like, here are some of the mods I've got installed gallery. Yep, lots of trains. I'm going to park them all up, don't worry. They'll all be sitting around just, you know, gathering dust. There's a big station thing. Here's an awful lot of functionality bits. I bet it's not even in this section. Oh, that's going to happen once we've got the what's it set up, the depots. No, what about this? Here's some more. Look, there's a bit of fence. There's a football pitch. Some white posts of some kind. Where did I leave them? Did I even leave them under this section? I'm pretty sure I did. Let's try here. Right, okay, some buildings, rocks, trees, fences, football pitch. There it is. Right, good. We will go with gravel for this one. Look at that. There you go. See? Worth it. All that searching. Not in vain. Can't help but think that actually tarmac would have worked better there. That's water. That's asphalt, which is tarmac by another name. We could say that there's maybe been some kind of spillage there. Now, I know that you can click and drag this, but I'm not going to, because I don't know if it's been updated, but in an earlier one, occasionally it would plonk the regular grass texture back on top of whatever it was you were building here, and the upshot would be that you couldn't do anything with it after that point. So you would end up with a permanent glaring piece of green just looking at you, so you'd have to use the tree gun to camouflage the fact it hadn't gone exactly as you'd planned, because you can't get shot of it after you can get shot of it now. Oh, what a happy day. Oh, in which case I take back everything. Right, let's just, actually, would this be I guess that's a better fit. I don't like it. It's a bit too, it's a bit too busy. I mean, needless to say, given my own way, I'm going to do the whole place in tarmac or asphalt, depending on your side of the Atlantic. There we go. I'm going to turn this into a big kind of truck stop thing. I'll do something to get rid of these crash barriers. What exactly, I'm not entirely sure. I'm not going to do all this now. I'm just colouring in for the moment because it's making me happy, and I'm sure it's making you happy as well. There we go. Adult colouring in, it's a thing, all right? And you can say that you're a bold trailblazer, and you're getting involved as well. There we go. All right, give it some of that. Come on. And this will not be letting in. In fact, this is where I will use the gravel brush. Don't delete the station. Yep, I was holding my breath. As were you. Although it's got the flipping safety catch of, are you sure you want to delete the station? Ah, that's disappointing. Because that's a moment of nerve-jangling excitement that I'm going to miss. Of, the potential to muck things up spectacularly. Anyway, right, that's gonna work now. Of course, this has taken me absolutely no closer to my goal here of everything's getting transported round this side. I need to intercept my trains. Train 14. Hood. Yeah, okay, yeah, we need to check that as it comes out of the depot. Right, here we go. So here's my little Alco, and we're going to need to change this up. So, because it's now going to need a mixed consist, because it will need the facility to transport some foodstuffs. What do we want here? Do we want to stick with it, or do we want to change it up? Do you know what? I'm going to change it up. I'm going to go for one of these, whatever they are. I'm going to go for this Russian here. Right? And wagon-wise, I don't think I've got any appropriate Russian wagons. Now, boxcars, for some reason, they give you these 12s, which you're supposed to use. But then again, those are American as well, because we don't call them boxcars in Europe land. We call them boxcars. No, no help there. Okay, well, because it's Russian, we shall go with Southern Pacific. Now, I need, what do we think, 50 some odd, so that's going to be, what, 4? Do the maths. And that's 70 some odd. That'll do. 2, 3, 4, and then we'll have the same amount of oil. We'll use these smaller ones. It's going to be 60. 3, 4, 5. Now that's probably about as much as that little chap can handle in one go. But if I recall correctly, he's not alone. Where's the other one? It's like playing Where's Wally from Orbit. Where is Wally? Wally, come back here. You owe me a tenner. Did I build the track and not the train? That doesn't sound particularly like me. Any excuse to build a train. Well, it's not up here. Maybe I didn't set the train in motion. But the track's there, look. It's all set up, and you know it's happy and giggling and making eyes at you in a put me to work kind of a fashion. Go around the corner. There's one. It's not in the hub, is it? No, it's not. Is it in the depot? Nope. Maybe I didn't buy it. All right, I've built the track. I've not bought the train. Right, let's get things in motion then, because that's one piece of the puzzle rolling. I need to check the drop off there to make sure it's happening when we talk about whatever the thing is I think we're talking about. Have I put these in the wrong order? I do spend a lot of my time going backwards, so it's kind of hard to tell. That does look like it's going forwards, doesn't it? Yeah, I've got these in the wrong order. Alright, somehow I placed the backwards one before the forwards one, but the joy of these American locomotives is you can't really tell. They could go in either direction and everybody would be happy. But there it is. That's your Erie Lackawanna doing its thing there at really slow pace, which I thoroughly approve of. This is a proper length train. Arguably, it's too much train for the job initially. What are we looking at here? 360. Yeah, that's a lot of train. Just bringing some stuff out from Maine, look. And from wherever that is. Fabu. Okay. That's the kind of thing you want to see. I question whether it's going to get up much speed. Answer, probably not a lot. But that will make a relatively tidy sum once production matches the capacity there. Right. Anyway, let's get a train running on it. In fact, no. Before we do that, let's come over here and consult our service, which is failing to deliver anything at the moment. There we go. Is a little Russian, dwarfed by the gigantic American boxcar that it's hauling. But that's a good-looking train. Might only be little, but it's got an aesthetic that I find most pleasing. You know, that's a train from the post-apocalypse, that one. Doesn't feel like it's got an awful lot of grunt, but I'm not going to complain. That's magical. Right. So anyway, the goods that are dropped off are going to be picked up here, and then are going to go on BRN Construction, which takes them as far as the Bern Annex. Now the problem with that, I suspect, is Bern Annex has only got partial coverage where commercial is concerned. So having a second stop that is much more commercially oriented would be beneficial. We shall use the mini truck stop here, and we'll whack it in there. Right, good. Now let's plumb in some roads so it's got some choice regarding which way around town it wants to go. Something like that. No. Look. The game has gone so far as to flipping sickle building road nonsense. Yeah, honestly, it's like, you know, you couldn't forecast exactly what it is I want you to do. We kind of go like, well, let me guess, human. Perhaps you would like to do unnecessary wigglage. No, not unnecessary wigglage. Right. So this is going to be Bern commercial. B, you know what? I'm in a full town names kind of a mood. That's chimerical. It's not exactly the same thing. Commercial. There we are. And then you're going to need just a couple of trucks on that for now. Just enough to let the train know to bring some stuff out here. 1, 2. commercial, get to work. There we go. Right. Now, the demand generated there, such as it is, will be enough to instruct the train that it wants some goods, which will be... There it is! Where were you hiding? How was it I couldn't spot it? No, that's really strange, because I did a lot of looking there, and it just didn't show up. It's another eerie Lackawanna. Oh, I thought I was placing something unique. I'd completely forgotten I'd already placed one of these. Right, in which case, what do we got here? 144. Where are you going? Oh, okay. I see. You're the oil train. Right, let's not mess with that. But I tell you what you could do if you maybe later. But I could add a couple more oil cars onto there to get that moving some. Right, one more route to set up, and it's going to be for Volan by Bern. Right, it helps if you push the button you intended to press there. Right, so from hither to thither. Now, what's my catchment here looking at? Could not connect all stations. That's exciting. I wonder if I clicked the wrong hub there. Don't think I did. Let's have a look. Travelling on the left. On the left is where we're travelling. Right, yeah. Coming through here. Don't need to stop there. And then we've got no merge. Okay, right, fine. Well, we're going to need to merge. So something like... Alright, fine. That. Right, that's good. And then turn that into a slip. And everybody's happy. Right, let's signal this one up. This one's got that. It's got a good. It's got a good horn sound as well. Volan mixed goods. On which note, I need to change. And that engine sounds nice as well. Bern hub goods bulk. Right. Look, if you're going to get a naming convention, hub goods bulk. Right. I'm going to run something different on here. It's going to need to be a little bit more speedy than the Bern train, because it's got a bit more distance to cover. Now I'm still putting a significant amount of faith in the ability of the big boy to carry all of my running costs while these get up to any kind of demand at all, and I'm very confident that's going to work. Right, what do we got? E44, 90 kilometers an hour. Right, that's a benchmark. I'd like 120 plus, if that'd be all right. Now, you're not exactly... You're not powerful. This feels like... you're going to correct me there, comments, but that, to me, feels more like a passenger service. Well, there's no hab. 200 and then 1450 versus 1600, 230. It's just a standard diesel, right? And then that'll do whatever I ask of it. And today, all right, well, we'll go with whichever one's faster. Right, we're going to go with this Deutsche Bahn effort. We'll have one of them, and then you're going to need some wagons. So we'll go with, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 feels good. And then you're going to need a boxcar or 7. Again, nothing European doing. I mean, I guess it's going to be this one, isn't it? Verbandswagen. But that's got a top speed of 120, which I don't want. So is that. These are even slower. We're going to have to go with these big Americans. And we will go with the ones that are going to be Colonel Failure branded. There we go. We'll take around the same amount of food. Excellent. Right, good. Get into work there. we've done more than enough for today. But let's set things in motion so that next time around we can pick up where we left off. Now, I possibly need to put a truck stop up there in Volan by Burn in order to intercept this chap, pick up his wares as he comes out. Actually, the scaling here isn't quite as bad as the other side, so that's something. I'm going to get told that that is most definitely a passenger train, but it's a diesel. It will just do the job. Oh, he's put his foot down already, though. He can't wait to get to work. Good lad. Should possibly find out where he's going to lay his hat. Let's bring up that one as well. Okay, no, that's fine. Those two are good. And then oil deliveries coming in that one. Fine, be my guest. All right, splendid. Right, that is going to take absolutely ages to bed in. And I have been on quite the spending spree this year. 51 million in vehicles. Another, call it 7. If you tack on the bulldozing, 7 million in construction cost. So it's no wonder that I'm 55 million overdrawn at the time of speaking. Only on a year-by-year basis. We've still got 30 million quid in the bank. We might just need to run it for a bit and hope that the oil trains can save my bacon. Hold on, we got a passing shot option here. Wasn't quite there in time. That's uncanny. If I put that in a screenshot, people are going to go, nope, no idea what that is. Apart from a few Russians who will nod in a sagely fashion and go, now that is a train. There we go. Now, you've got a long way to go there, fella, so feel free to absolutely gun it. I wonder if that station's are going to let him do 140 through it. Doesn't look like it, does it? Honestly, it looks like he's going to struggle to get up to 140. It also sounds like that train's clockwork. Hey-ho, never mind. Anyway, let's drop in on something that is probably working and see where that takes us to. Ah, here we go. This is what we just paid an awful lot of money for. See, so you've got plenty of loading space for trucks as the goods start to come in, and then they can push off when it suits them. But the upshot should be no queuing. Now, yes, the route is a little bit longer, but no queuing on the way in is the important bit. Especially with no crossing traffic going on. Hold on. These guys have to come all the way around here. And then they have to cross. Oh, you've not done enough. More work is required. Okay. I bet someone, I don't know, I bet multiple persons spotted that one. Okay, right, well, what if I... Please just don't make a fuss. Look, I've already gone for a slightly smaller bit of road. What do I feel about that? Alright. It wouldn't have been my first choice. Can I upgrade it to the larger? I really doubt it. But the answer is yes, because the gods of road working are smiling on me. Right, let's. I'm just going to switch this to max tempo for a moment and see what it actually looks like with a goodly amount of trucks. But you'll see that what this has also given me is a good beef up in capacity. Hold on. No. You're all now doing this wrong. I'm going to have to find one of those waypoint doohickeys, which we shall do here. Plumb it in on there. Yeah, it's just as well I was watching. Right, hub shuttle. Where are we? This is this Alpha or is this Bravo? This is Bravo. Right, okay, so post Bravo, go via the waypoint doohickey. Right, don't make me come over there. Right, that's hub shuttle. Where are you going? Hub shuttle alternate. U2 after Bravo. That way. Yes, it might be a little bit longer, but it does mean that my traffic system works as intended. Honestly, see what I have to work with here. Where are you going? Yeah, you're doing it wrong as well. After Bravo Shuttle Terminal, which is what we're looking at here, we go that way. That should be all of them, because the fourth one goes to the Bravo dock. So that should work. Now, what I'm not seeing here is any food. Although, that looks like it's about to change. We've got 171 cattle on board. Finances, speak to me. We're 1.7 overdrawn so far this year. You have selected a most unusual route. Although, on reflection, you have chosen the only route that really works for... No, you haven't. You've chosen a most unusual route. Alright, I can fix that. That can be fixed. Give me the thing here. I'm trying to wrap the episode up. You know, we're over the hour mark now, and I tend not to try and go too far over the hour mark unless it's a really special occasion. You're supposed to come through on platform 2. Why are you switching out onto that one? Oh, okay, because you're trying to finish up on that platform here at Burn Farming. Well, what if we told you to go on to... No, this is food processing. Beg your pardon. 3. There we are. And don't give me any nonsense about being unable to find your way to a destination or some such. You jolly well can find your way there, and you won't have to do this ridiculous crossing over manoeuvre that you were pulling there. Right, this should be a... Hold on. I missed something critical. Because you're now taking bread out to see the cows. Okay, that's not what I'd intended at all. Right, well, you know, this is why we check. So we go from Hub Bravo. Yes. Okay, that's in the wrong place. Let's get shot of that from food processing. Then you stop at Hub Bravo. Yeah, see, smart like MacGyver. That should be the trick. One would hope. It's now got 253 cattle on board. Threw all the food out. Very sensible. I would have done the same thing. Despite the fact that's just cost me, you know, that was probably a couple $100 worth of food that he just dropped off. Anyway, we'll keep it at high speed while he comes through. But at least we are producing food. You know, I'll take solace where and when I can find it. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for today. We will finish with a marvelous shot of this fella flying through here. I'll even slow it down as he gets close. That's the job. Yes, thank you very much for watching. I've been Colonel Failure. Chuck a like at this one. We're going to continue to do this kind of thing where we're, you know, we're adding new goods on a regular basis, and then expanding to see if we can make it work, and then we will patch what we have previously built to make it work. Colonel Cam here is delivering the goods, figuratively speaking. Yeah, thanks very much for watching. Chuck a like at this, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will catch up with you very soon. I don't think... oh, we're closing in, look. I'm going to stop it just before we clip through the wagons. Cheerio.